Welcome to our first annual season recap episode. Winter Solstice was our final researched episode of season 2. However, to keep the momentum going and to give our dear, sweet, curious, devoted, wandering crows or our murder of listeners more content, we have devised a couple of ways to keep the party going for you. The first of which is a season 2 recap episode for your amusement.
I made you some content. Daddy made you your favorite open wide.
Compliments of Bo Burnham from his show called Inside. It's amazing if you haven't listened to it. Anyway, I love that clip.
Bless you, Cameron.
Yeah, bless you, Cameron.
You're looking extra fuzzy today, sir.
Yeah, where are you?
I have moved.
Wow, good for
I am
you.
in a new set.
That is a cute-looking place you got there, friend.
It is very pretty.
It is her place.
Oh, hello.
Hello, person who I believe is shy. Good job, Cameron.
She looks mortified.
As any right-thinking person probably would feel.
All right, then. Cue the transition. What is this? What did you mean by that? And I feel like my takeaway was this. And can you clarify that?
JT's face right now.
Well, welcome, wanderers and murderers. I just want to start out right now and say, if you listened to ARGs in Paranormal Spaces or Earthing and you still came back for more, then you are amazing and you are officially like the cream of the crop.
You're a super fan. You must really like us.
Those episodes are the worst.
Earthing is like, I actually hate Earthing more than I think I hate the ARGs, but ARGs was not good.
ARGs isn't bad. It just really needs to be edited down. There is some real classic Abby rambling in that one. Where I'm just like, what is my point? Where am I going with this? Am I ever going to finish?
You know, though, a lot of your rambling, though, especially like ARG, was like on point, though. It was actually really good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I came over-researched because I didn't know what to expect. It was my first ever appearance. And so then
I think your anxiety leads you to over-prepare sometimes.
You're not wrong, but also I didn't apparently have a flexibility in my mind, and I just needed to word vomit all of the information, even though it didn't matter a lot of it. Anyway.
We're getting better.
Speaking of earthing, though, I have this titled Earthing, the only good moment to come from it.
No, I heard that. I get that.
Here's the thing, is that
No,
grounding...
I don't understand. No, stop. Everybody stop it. Stop it.
We're redefining it right here live.
Shut up. God damn it. I get a whole season of pulling your teeth to get you to talk more, and now you want to talk more? Shut up, everyone. No. I forgot about that.
What a gem.
Oh, I was awesome. So pissed off. I had tried so many times to finish my point, and everybody was interrupting and had something to say. So I'd say a word, and then there'd be an interjection. And then I wanted to try to say another word, and there was another interjection. And finally I'm like, okay, let me finish my point. And then you kept fucking talking.
Listeners, this is why I don't talk. This is why I'm quiet all the time.
That's the energy of the whole episode, everybody. So if you don't feel inclined to listen to it, we forgive you. If you listened to it and you came back for more, wow.
Leslie liked that episode.
What?
Yeah, Leslie liked that episode.
Well, there we go. We're learning something new.
My work friend liked it. She thought it was okay.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. I guess some people were into it. I don't think a lot of my friends listen to the show. And one of them is actually really into earthing. And I said, when we finished our earthing episode, maybe you'd be into it. I don't know. And she said she started listening to it on a run. And she said, yeah, I started listening to it. I had to stop because of XYZ reason. But yeah, you sound really smart. I believe you 100%.
We're really smart.
How ironic is it that on the episode about earthing and grounding is when Mandy blows up and starts yelling at everyone?
became
That's
so
funny.
ungrounded, unhinged, for sure.
That's so funny.
I actually felt one of the things I did dislike about Earthing is because I'm not super into it, I felt like it didn't get a fair shake. Like I felt like the whole episode came across as kind of dismissive. And I have a friend, or had a friend, who's also into Earthing. I haven't talked to her in a while. And I felt that I didn't want her to hear that episode because I didn't want her to feel like we were judging her for her and resonating with that particular thing. Like, I don't know how clear it was that, if that's
We were really
what works
only
for
judging
you, then it
people
works.
who spend money on sheets.
I was judging the people who sell the sheets mostly.
Well, that's true too, yeah.
So moving on, Cameron actually liked Earthing, or at least his girlfriend did. Some of us didn't. Some of us, it is still giving us big feelings, apparently. Oh, let's talk favorites. And what was your guys' favorite episode?
Well, my favorite episode to research was Liminal Spaces.
Oh, interesting.
That was a lot of fun diving into that and learning about that.
That is a really cool topic.
That's one of our best performing. Oh, go ahead.
Well, that episode was ready to turn into one of the worst, or at least a disappointing episode. And Mandy saved that episode with the stories that she inserted into it. So, like, super. Where's the clapping? Let me get that.
That's one of the topics.
To Mandy. For sure. So, Mandy, you were the one who edited that episode, and I remember you were very disappointed by it.
What I recall is we kept rehashing points over and over again without actually bringing anything new each of the times that we were speaking. And so, like, there's a lot of like repetitions that were removed, and then putting the stories in there, I felt like really brought it to life. And I think that you, Abby, and I'm just going to, as an observation, you, Abby, and you, JT, are complete and total strangers to each other. But I feel like JT and Abby have needed to kind of get to know each other a little bit. And now I feel like there's camaraderie and you guys are like, you kind of know how to read each other now. And it seems like you've got a fun little friendship now.
Speaking of which, Liminal Spaces is an episode where you learn a lot about JT. The scuba diving, the skydiving. There was like a number of really interesting, cool things that you had to say in that episode that I don't know that I fully absorbed in real time. I remember the examples were really neat for Liminal Spaces. But even listening back, I was like, damn, there's probably all sorts of little weird, funny secret nuggets that teach us some things about JT. But I have a couple of JT jokes that I was like, darn it, I really messed up on getting, a cool, like, ba-dum-bum. So here we go. In the protections episode, my girls hear something say hello or uh-huh or something that sounds very much like what Siri would say, but they are proclaiming that it wasn't their Siri because they know her voice. And JT says, and they're like, and it was not Siri. we know what our Siri sounds like. It wasn't her.
Was it Alexa?
There we go. That was awesome.
Mystery solved.
That deserved. I missed it. Protections was my very first episode that I ever edited. So if I could go back, I would definitely add a little laughter to that one. JT, good one.
Thank you.
Part of it, too, is you're too sneaky, JT. Like, you just sort of...
Yeah.
You just very quietly deliver the line, and like, if we're not paying attention, your tone of voice didn't change, but you were definitely, it was good. It was a good one. But I feel like you do that a lot.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so your favorite episode to research was Liminal Spaces, JT.
Yes.
Anyone else have a note like that, a favorite episode or a favorite one to research?
I like the one about Jin. Like when we kind of talked about Jin a little bit.
That was season 1, right?
Was it season 1?
We touched on it kind of frequently.
Yeah, it comes up again and again.
Again and again.
Yeah, we talk about them fairly often.
Maybe when we talked about it in the Shadow People episode, maybe.
Well, maybe. And then we talked about, so we had a lot of running theories this season. One of the big ones was Pugwaji, our baby Bigfoot. But then we also touched on how probably some cryptids, including the Pukwudgie and maybe even extraterrestrials, are possibly maybe even of relation to the concept of jinn.
Yeah.
I think. So the jinn did come up. But if you're talking about jinn, that was definitely season 1. And season 1 had some real gems. But how many episodes did you listen to this season, Cameron?
That's a question.
Uh-oh, moment of truth.
A few.
I did wonder. I always kind of felt like Cameron wasn't doing that. I felt like JT maybe did it a little bit. I know that JT's wife listens pretty regularly. And I have a couple friends that I can count on.
I listened to, I re-listened to the first season a little bit. I haven't really listened to the second season yet. And then she's listened to like all of them.
Aw,
on
yay!
iTunes.
Hooray,
That's
her.
so nice.
Thank
So
you.
if there's a bump in iTunes numbers, that's her.
Thank you. What is the name of her?
Apple Podcast. Leslie.
Leslie. You said that already. Sorry. Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Leslie. Thank you,
They
Leslie.
said hello. You're in the episode now.
Twice. She's in the episode twice.
Oh.
Speaking of in the episode, so I did want to touch a little bit on some of the editing trials and tribulations that Mandy and I had. For my part, my forte was trying to edit out our dialogue so that we are what I call more listenable. And Mandy's niche for sure is the sound effects and the music. And I had some faux pas. Just to give one example of many, I noticed in our Travis Walton episode that I edited out a very important piece of a conversation, and here it is.
My wife was obsessed.
You say, my wife was obsessed, and you start telling the story about the haikus on that boulevard. And then you say again, she was just obsessed. Because I'm just so hyper weird about it, I was like, well, we don't need it to say twice. So I cut out the first, my wife was obsessed. Then she comes in.
I heard my name. You were talking about me.
I did. I told the story. I didn't say her name actually, though, did I? I don't know.
I don't think you did.
I don't think so. She just
heard wife.
Wife.
And she was like, yes.
She's very excited about that. I'm going to be a part of your show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of a cute little moment that kind of was ruined, if anybody noticed, because he never even says wife in the end in the part that published. So,
Oops. Don't tell her that.
Yeah, whoops. Well, if she listened, it's possible that you don't notice.
I feel like it's kind of implied that we must have said it at some point. I honestly didn't know it. And part of that maybe because I was there. So I just assumed it had made it into the cut.
And so, Mandy, just to also equally poke fun at you a little bit, hope that I don't offend you, but I noticed this when I was listening back to our Revolutionary War ghost stories, and I've titled this one Historically Accurate Automatic Rifle Effect Use.
Was caught in a British raid in 1781.
It's a machine gun.
Do you know how long I spent trying to find old musket barrel sounding gun sounds on
that's funny.
Epidemic? They don't exist. And finally I was like, no one's going to notice. I'm just going to pick a gun sound. No one's going to notice.
I never noticed before.
Pig squealing and machine guns.
Anybody who's got Epidemic, look for old-fashioned gun sounds. You're not going to find them. They're awful. It's awful.
So funny.
It's so weird. Out of context, like the pig squealing and stuff, like it matches the story except for the automatic rifles.
Right,
I
yeah.
promise.
Oh, so I've already also touched on the worst episodes. Does anybody else have any episodes that they're just like not that fond of?
Travis Walton.
I'm over it with Travis Walton. Yeah.
Walton?
Yeah, hated that.
Did you listen to it? If you hated it, did you hate listening to it or you just hated recording it?
I hated researching it and I hated recording it.
Yeah.
See, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Big, huge Travis Walton fan here.
The first episode
Yes.
was okay. And then the second episode where I was like debunking was like, okay, this is all, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Totally steals the steam out of it when you look at it critically.
Yeah. How dare you think critically?
It's a fun story, but meh.
I will say, as for like favorites, I have a couple of them. So Near Death Experiences was so fun.
That was really good.
Fun to research for me. That was fun to record. I loved all of our chatter back and forth. Like everything about that episode was fun. There was not a single part of it that I disliked. And then I really liked Odin's Ordeal, which was like a little, not really a mini because it ended up being an hour, but a little spin-off episode that I did with Cameron because he's pretty into the old sagas and stories. So I felt like, okay, this is a guy, he's going to know. And I know you know about Jackson Crawford. I think you're the one who told me about Jackson Crawford. So that was fun. And then I am so proud of how JT Presents Ladies in White came out. Like that was such a beautiful synergy of things that happened between different people to make that episode come to life. JT, all of your amazing research that you did, your storytelling was spot on for that episode. Like I know that you struggle sometimes with the storytelling and we have to do a lot of editing sometimes, but that one was beautiful. You did such a beautiful job. And then Abby making the executive decision to pull those stories and make them separate. And I just loved the way that it flowed with your storytelling and the way that Abby edited it. And then I felt like I was pretty proud of the sound effects I did. It was restrained. I felt like it was sort of elegant. It felt so good that when it was released, I just felt like this is a perfect episode. Anyway, so those are kind of my three like favorites. Those were so fun. And I really feel like Ladies in White was just it just came out beautiful. It was a beautiful episode all the way around.
And I drive by the Mesa Cemetery a lot at night. And I always look to see if there's a lady in white in there somewhere.
Yes.
You better.
Oh, I hope.
And I expect you to stop if you see one.
Get an interview.
And give it an interview, yeah. Let me get a spirit box.
JT, I do want to give you mad props in general for your radio energy improvements that you have made this year. And if you haven't noticed, listeners, it's a little bit of a running gag. Behind the scenes, I was giving all three of us a hard time that we always use the word interesting, talking about stories. But JT, he friggin' nailed it, trying to up the ante with his vocabulary. So first of all, here's just some examples of us.
I think that's interesting.
I just thought that was very interesting.
Which is really interesting.
That's pretty interesting.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Over and over and over and over again. So sometimes twice in a row in an episode. But JT, he really took the assignment and A+. Let's see.
That is quite the compelling story.
That's creepy.
That's fascinating.
Sometimes I think he was mocking me.
A little bit. Yeah, you're right. Totally.
There are a number of times where JT is just going, wow, fascinating.
I kind of did that on purpose.
Here's another one, though. More
This
sense.
is very thought-provoking.
It is. No, I love it. Good job, JT.
That definitely was a poke. That definitely was a poke.
Yeah, so there we go. Good job. Good job.
Thanks.
Let's see. We also had some other running gags throughout the season. So first of all, 4th of July, the Revolutionary War ghost stories was actually one of my favorite episodes to listen to.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And that was your edit, Mandy, from beginning to end. We were not even trading off at that point. And I really, really enjoyed listening to that one. I listened to that one a couple of times just for funsies. But that one started a funny conversation between all of us that sort of kept going over numerous episodes. And it started with this comment. If I'm a ghost, do I really feel attached to my coffin? Or am I fuck that coffin?
That was in Revolutionary War Ghosts?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because I had watched the super campy TV show where they were at the Captain something or other's inn, and a guy is trying to rile up the ghosts using a coffin. Anyway, and I just thought, why is the ghost caring? So it ignited a conversation between the group of us in that episode, but also throughout the season. And listeners, if you haven't listened to that episode yet, it very organically lends to Mandy sharing a really great story, I believe, about the hospital and people potentially getting stuck. And I purposely cut off the conversation right there because I just thought, okay, people need to go back and listen to that episode. Anyway, great story. Then in NDE, near-death experiences, we are given another organic opportunity to
explore this thought experiment.
Once she saw the thing, she was not pleased.
The thing is herself?
The thing is her body. She didn't want to go back to the body. And so then her uncle is trying to like bribe her back into her body. He's like, think about your favorite foods. Think about your kids.
Think about the delicious treats.
Go back down there and get a cookie.
And I figured the children would be okay. She felt like, nah, they don't really need me.
She was like ready to go.
Yeah, she was done.
They'll be fine. But the cake speaks to me.
So then she says, and then my uncle, he told me, it's like jumping in a swimming pool, baby. Just jump. I knew it would hurt. So my response to him, I know it's disrespectful and I'm a Southern girl, but it was no. So he pushed me.
You guys, you remember where I was like, could you imagine if somebody's trying to taunt you with your own coffin and you don't give a crap about that coffin? Her story validates me, okay? Mm-hmm. She didn't even want her own body. She was like, that's not my body. I'm done with it.
And not to mention, to your point too, it wasn't even really dead, and she could come back.
Right. She's like, nope, not mine anymore. You can have it. Donate it to science.
I just have this picture in my mind of anytime that somebody is brought back to life, there's somebody in the background that just shoved their spirit back inside of them.
Get back out there.
You can't go yet.
Yeah.
Get in there. Just get in there.
No, I don't wanna.
Yeah. And the person's like, ah!
Oh,
yeah. That was such a good one. That was one of the best episodes.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. So there's part 2 of that conversation about how attached are you to A, your coffin, B, your body. Then it keeps going. Mandy brings up in Psychopomp. Okay, so there's 2 different clips from Psychopomp. Here we go.
And then he says, as such, in my experience, discarnates have little emotional resonance with their graves.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Pam Reynolds.
Of course.
Yeah, Pam Reynolds. Abby, this is what you were saying. And then Cameron and I gave you such a hard time, but this is literally exactly what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Abby was right.
Yeah, Abby was right.
So I'll continue the commentary about that particular clip in a moment, but here we go. This is part 2.
I expected a bigger reaction and I didn't get it.
That's interesting.
Just imagine that. I was correct.
Okay, what were you saying, Cameron?
This whole thing is a recap on how Abby was right. It's real, and here's another clip.
Okay, but so my first reaction, listeners, I was actually going through something very emotionally hard while we were recording that episode. I was actually, it was life and death kind of stuff, and so it was a really difficult episode.
And none of us knew that until the end of the episode, by the way.
I was hiding it. I kept like putting my camera in dark and turning and muting my mic and then like weeping in between me talking. So I every time Mandy's addressing me, I'm having to kind of like clean myself up and take a deep breath and then like speak as if I haven't just been sobbing on the side. So that's part of the reason why there's a little bit of a lackluster response there. But I'm glad that Mandy like pulled it out of me, because the conversation did continue and it was very fun. And probably actually the NDE clip that I played was a little too long, but it was just so fun. I had to play it.
That was a really fun time. You know, the NDE episode is we got a listener comment from that one. I have a suspicion I know who it could be who did that comment, and I think they're from another podcast, but I don't know for sure. And I was really so pleased because it wasn't any of the four of us or any person that we know who did that comment. It was some other person out in the world who listened to that episode and loved it so much, actually commented. I was so excited about that.
Speaking of which,
listeners, if you didn't catch it in what Mandy was just saying,
we're not getting a lot of engagement from you guys other than the downloads and the listening, which honestly is fabulous. But I actually really do want to have a little bit more back and forth with y'all based on anything that you're commenting to us. What is that number, Cameron?
602-730-2224. It is a phone number that they can text or call.
Yeah, you can tell us a story you want shared. If you want to start by responding to this episode, what was your favorite episode and what do you want to hear more of? That's a great place to start. Let's see. Okay, so these are some funny things that didn't make it, but I saved them because I didn't know what else to do with them. So here we go. I have no idea the context for this specific one.
Bojangles, the leader of death.
Where did it come from?
Everyone knows about Bojangles.
No.
He's the leader of death.
What? Okay.
Yep.
So is that a real context that you're telling us, or are you just pulling our legs?
That is the context. He is Bojangles, the leader of death.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
That clears that up.
I don't think there was any context.
Well, what the frick is Bojangles? How are you the leader
of death? Like,
okay, great.
What don't you get?
Bojangles skeleton,
Okay.
and it's some kind of kids song.
I don't think so.
All right. And here's the next one. I know the context of this one, but Cameron said it like really quietly, and I've turned it up. And we're talking over him in the episode, and he's talking about a specific person who he names by name. So I ended up cutting it because I thought maybe he doesn't want it in there, but here it is.
Fucking liar.
I just needed to be able to play that at some point. Here we go again.
Fucking liar.
Cameron had a very strong opinion about that person.
Yeah. Do you remember saying that, Cameron?
About who?
it was during Bridgewater. I can tell you that much. And it had something to do with zombies.
Very good.
I have no idea.
That's fine. That's totally fine. So here are some other fun moments that I call the misunderstandings. And there's a couple of them. Let's see. So here's a fun one. This was during Bridgewater as well. We've been talking about Hockomock Swamp, which is a supernatural centerpiece of Bridgewater. Okay, everybody, there's our context.
Well, and I've actually physically been diving in that.
You have?
Of the Phoenix Zoo, yes.
Oh, the zoo.
The Phoenix Zoo.
I thought you were about to say the Hockomock Swamp.
What stories do you have?
You've been holding out on us.
The silt.
Great timing, JT. But then we have something almost identical to that happen later. I think this one was process of death.
I had a brain aneurysm. Brain aneurysm victim. Yeah.
Oh.
She was out with her No.
Jesus, Cameron. Oh my God.
I had a brain aneurysm patient.
I remember that. So I remember my heart just dropped out of my body. Like, how come you didn't fucking tell your sisters, you son of a bitch?
That's why
like,
I'm so quiet.
Are you okay? Yeah, like you can't speak. Like you just literally can't because part of your brain died. That would make sense. But no, I remember being like just so alarmed. And then, so relieved. Oh my gosh. Cameron.
The gift you didn't know you needed. Merry Christmas, I didn't have a brain aneurysm.
Yay!
Oh, golly. Okay, another misunderstanding.
Yeah, I thought that one would float your guys' boats.
We should do an episode on vortexes. Have we done one yet? We have not, right?
Figure out where they all are.
Like specifically,
No.
yeah, where are they and what happens at them? We should totally do one.
Did you say no?
JT's contributing.
Foot down on that one.
He remembers.
No, I was saying we haven't done one yet on vortexes, and that would be a very interesting one.
Oh,
Because
Allie
I
heard
have-
JT say, no, we're not going to do that. I didn't understand again a second time. I was like, why did he even say no to that?
Yeah, Cameron even says foot down on that one in the moment too. So he also heard, no, we're not doing the Vortex episode. Good times, guys. Good stuff.
I don't know what vortexes did to him, but all right, we're not doing that one.
Fair enough, I guess.
I've been to Sedona, so
Oh, gosh.
I don't want to tell those stories.
I don't think you tell enough stories.
Oh, well. I don't have too many stories.
Hey, organically, does anybody have any story? And we'll start with JT since Mandy brought it up. Do we have any personal supernatural or paranormal stories that we could share that happened to us this year that we just didn't talk about on the show?
This year?
Well, if you have not this year, that's fair.
I feel like I told all of mine already.
I have a sneaking suspicion that my new place of work might be haunted.
Oh,
Set up a recorder, do some EVPs, bro.
But I'm not quite sure yet. But there's just been some noises. So
I've got some voice recorders if you need.
Okay.
And some cameras.
Okay.
You want to set up like a whole thing in your workplace? That would be fun.
I mean, I don't see anything, that gets moved or anything like that, or I don't. But just because I'm there a lot by myself during the day, and can be quiet, and sometimes I forget to turn on the music, and it's just like that's a little weirder than just AC units or outside noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta let you borrow the flare.
Fleur.
So I love my job. I love it. I love my job. I love the house where I work. I love everything about it. And I do sort of live in fear that at some point, someone from work is going to figure it all out. And then I'm going to be in trouble for talking about that building so much. But like that building, man, it's like known. And one time, because it was a very slow night and everybody was tucked in and I was caught up on all of my work and everything I had to do, I had this program on my phone where it's like a ghost box, like a spirit box thing. And so I went into the room that I think is the most haunted, that gives me the biggest creeps. And I started asking questions and I started to get answers. And then there started to be knocking on the walls in that room. And I was like, nope, don't like this. This is a little bit too much activity right now. And I pretty much don't go into that room unless I absolutely have to. And I have noticed that the few times that I do go back in there, like I caught myself convinced it was just like the AC, it's an old building, things were settling. It was just a coincidence that happened at the time that it happened. It probably knocks in there all the time and I just don't notice it. I've been paying attention. It doesn't knock in there ever. Like, every time I have ever gone back in that room, which granted,
Sorry.
that was weird. What was that knocking?
That was me knocking on the table, and then my dog went off because he thought it was the door. Dumb dog.
So, yeah. So I don't know if that qualifies as a fun story or not, but like I had basically convinced myself that I was overly excited in the moment and was taking things out of context and that the knocking probably happened all the time, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. So I don't know. There's been other stuff. I already told the bat story. I think I told the story about the lady who walked behind me when I was in one of the rooms, who's not actually there, right? JT,
Yeah,
did
I
I
think
tell
so.
that story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff. It's crazy stuff that happens.
I also have some of my own that I think ultimately turn out to be nothing, but they are, again, it could just be me explaining things away. There is a closet door in the hallway between my daughter's bedroom and You know, it's like the Poltergeist where I'll walk by and just all these freaking closet doors are open in the hallway for no damn reason. And I'm sure that it's my children. And the vast majority of the time, I'm pretty sure it is. But this was one time I went out to coffee with girlfriends. And so my morning was get kids to school. It's a crazy busy morning. Go out to coffee immediately thereafter with girlfriends for a couple of hours, say hi, whatever, come home around 10:30. Nobody's been home. And certainly nobody's been rummaging around through like a little arts and crafts closet that we have before, you know, in the midst of a busy morning getting ready for school. But this closet door is freaking open. And so I was like, you know, I notice this door open all the time. I'm going to start paying more attention. And I pulled out my camera and started recording it. And then to investigate, I walked past the door into one of my daughter's rooms to see maybe this child pulled out some arts and crafts or something and needed to do something. And that's why the door is open. And I'm looking on her desk and nothing's there. And I walk out of the room and the door is now open a few inches more than it was just 5 seconds ago when I was recording it. And because I had it recorded, you can literally see, and there happens to be one of my son's shirts on the floor that's white. And so it's a great contrast against our dark wood floors. And you can visibly see that the door is now open a few more inches. It's inches closer to the shirt.
What?
And, yeah. So I'm like, that, okay. Whoa, that's real freaky. And I stop recording. I'm like, I'm going to pay attention to that. Whatever. And I leave the door open, though, for some reason. And I go to the bathroom. And when I come back out of the bathroom, now the door is open a few more inches. And now it's like over the shirt. And I'm like, oh my God. Each step of the way in these videos, you can see visibly that the door has moved a few inches. Now, could it be gravity? Maybe. I ended up asking my daughters, and at first they said no, and then one of them admitted that she left the door open. Regardless, it was a little weird because when you try closing the door but don't all the way, yes, it does kind of come open ajar like a couple of inches, but it doesn't move visibly to the naked eye. If gravity were causing it to slowly drag open, it wouldn't have been able to reasonably drag open those inches in the matter of seconds that I was observing it. So anyway, that's a weird, creepy story that I had to share.
And you feel like you've talked yourself out of it, or?
Well, the fact that one of my daughters said that they opened the door, I know that it didn't just open on its own. I know that it was opened by her. We'll see. It'll be a continued observance. I do think I talked myself out of thinking that it's anything paranormal, but it really was quite a fun, spooky moment to have alone in the house. And I don't actually, honestly, there isn't an explanation. There is an explanation. The frame isn't square, and the door through gravity kind of dragged open. But also, it doesn't make sense because I sat there and recorded for a stupid amount of time, like trying to watch. I was like, okay, I think I see the door like moving, kind of wiggling back and forth. And so I'm sitting there watching it for minutes on end, and to my naked eye, I can't really tell if it's moving at all. But then within a matter of seconds, it has moved a couple of inches as soon as I turn my back away.
That's suspicious.
That's suspicious. It's a little weird. So that's one. We also never told the listeners my possessed phone story, which I think.
Oh, right.
Right. I do remember that.
That one I think I'll have to save for another time because we are getting tight on time. But I just wanted to see if anybody had their own fun little paranormal bits to share. Cameron, come on. You shared Superstition Mountain.
It's like an everyday thing for him. So
you've got a new girl, right? Are you using her for bait in anything?
No.
How's all that going? No, you're not? Bummer.
Yeah, Superstition Mountains was kind of like the most.
The coup de grace.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Nothing really even happened there. Not to me. We caught some EVP, but like nothing that we really noticed except for the smell and that feeling of being hunted.
Okay, hold on. All right. So first of all, let me replay a couple of things. I'm going to revisit something you just said, but here we go.
And this is also why if I ever want to see something, I bring somebody new with me.
Yeah.
It's not used to the experience.
Is it heighten it for you? So because they're so scared?
No, it's because they are a good food source, and I'll probably see something.
Sacrifice.
Jesus, Cameron. What a good friend you are.
They wanted to see something.
Yeah.
I'm letting them see something.
He's like so offended. Like, duh, obviously.
Why else would you bring them?
All right, that's Cameron in real time commenting, why else would you bring them? All right, so you just mentioned the smell, and I don't think the smell ever made it into the final cut, but I have some outtakes from Superstition Mountain because I ended up cutting a lot of really fun moments for the sake of delivering a quote-unquote scary story. So here's the smell.
Did somebody say something about a smell? Could you guys smell something?
I did.
I didn't smell anything.
And Brent said that he ripped ass at a certain point. I swear it didn't smell like that. I was like, it smells like roadkill, and he's like, yeah, sorry. Like, hold on, no.
So, Cameron, so you smelled something, and so nobody else smelled that, I'm guessing. So you're saying it wasn't a bodily secretion. So what did you smell?
Well, okay, let's say, for instance, that it were bodily secretion. Somebody else would have smelt it, right?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
That's true.
Nobody else smelled the thing?
I don't know.
So I smelled it. It smelled like a 2-day-old roadkill. It was faint. Like, it didn't smell very strong of anything, but it did have the smell of death.
Okay. Which, I mean, it's the middle of the desert, so it could be.
We went the same trail up and down.
And what a description if it really was just Brent's gas.
I know. Brent's got to get checked out.
Got to change his diet or something.
Yeah.
Hey, but I was the furthest one away from Brent, by the way.
You were the furthest one away. Okay. Okay, that's another valid point. Okay, so you do mention the smell, but I don't think that we kept any element of that in the story. Let's see. We've got a couple. So this one's fun.
Oh, okay.
And he's
that
like,
was just the rock.
why did you skip these details?
So many details. So many details.
Because we're pretty sure that it was just a rock. But the point is, it was at that time that we were getting jumpy.
I love the boys laughing at me.
Tell us what happened.
God damn it.
Hey, I wasn't the only one there, all right?
So, yeah, we were trying. The story did not come out of them in a chronological order. It was coming out of them in all manner of just whatever details were recurring to them in real time. And so at some point, I actually have them stop and I say, okay, can you please just try from beginning to end, from the beginning of the trail you starting to you being done, try to reiterate the story to us in order of how it happened. And so they try, but then once they're done, they start talking about, oh, this scary tarantula that we saw, and oh, there was something that we thought was a man, but it turned out to be a rock. And I mean, and then Mandy's like freaking out.
Because I felt like every time we asked, like we could ask one question 4 times and get 4 different answers because each one of them was remembering a new thing. Like, God damn you. You didn't say this.
We all remembered the same thing, but they would remember different details that the other one left out.
Right. From their own perspectives, basically.
Or like one time I felt like they had told the whole story. And then they're like, oh, did we tell them about the old man that we saw? Who was like, have a good hike. I'm like, what? That should have been right at the beginning of the story, you guys. And like, we spent, how long was that recording? It ended up being like, what, an hour and a half of recording?
At least an hour, probably, of us recording down to like a 20, 30-minute episode. But it was a lot of chit-chat. There was a lot of kind of catching up.
Those guys are cute.
Chris even says at some point, Mandy's like, oh, we're here with Cameron's friends. And Chris calls us out. And he's like, excuse me, we're friends too. And I actually thought about that later. I was like, oh yeah, like we used to call him Tofu, and he used to come over to our house. Like Steve and I knew him and we're friends with him, and he was at your wedding, Mandy. Like, yes,
Was
he
he?
and Amanda, right? Is that his person?
Yeah.
They were at the wedding.
But I was at their wedding. I don't remember them being at mine.
I remember.
Thank you, Chris and Amanda.
Well, anyway, yes, the reality. And Brent, too. I'm pretty sure I worked with Brent at Walgreens, like in my late teens. And he used to...
Brent didn't work at Walgreens.
He didn't? He didn't work at...
Mm-mm.
Okay, then it must have been somebody else.
I was remembering things.
Moving on. Then I have one more outtake. This one's funny because as a paranormal investigator, Cameron... we assume that you want to give some credence to the equipment that you're using, which is why you have it. But then you had this funny thing to say when Elle was talking about the EVP she got.
It says Cameron's name, and I slowed it down and I listened to it multiple times, and I would hear it yelling Cameron.
Can we have a copy of that, please?
Yeah. Can we listen to it now?
Disclaimer, I did find it on the video, and that was in correlation to something that was on the spirit box. So if it said my name, it was still from the spirit box.
But isn't that the point of the spirit box?
Yeah. It's to make it easier for the spirits to talk, right?
I like how you're like, well, it came from the spirit box, so it's nothing. Even though
it wasn't the, what are they called? The teratome.
They probably knew you were using us for bait, asshole.
Oh, they definitely they have psychic presence. They knew. The Tartum. They're the giant reptilian creatures that are the taller beings, not the small beings, and I forget what those are called. I'd also like to point out the reason why they're my friends. They were terrified and they never wanted to go back, and then they found out it was saying my name, and then they're like, okay, we can spend the night.
So I have no idea what the hell you're talking about in the middle there with the teratome. Like you go from talking about the spirit box to teratomes, which
I was saying it wasn't organic. It came from the spirit box. It wasn't like a
lizard
like a
thing.
live feed of something.
EVP we listened to, though, did not sound like a spirit box to me. It very much sounded like a man yelling, if I remember right.
I sent you the video, though, of it, and that is more clear, and it's coming from the radio. And it doesn't say Cameron. It says something else. It just sounds like Cameron on the EVP.
It sounds exactly like it's saying Cameron. We got to have an episode where we talk about my possessed phone and go over the EVPs of the Superstition Mountain because there are some freaky sounding ones in there. Mandy found a whole bunch.
You guys caught more EVPs that weren't in the actual episode.
Elle sent her the whole file, but Elle only noticed the one where it says Cameron. And that's all she mentions.
Well, also,
but
I feel
Mandy listened back.
We debunked a couple of them. There was a shriek that ended up being a vape. And there was a few things that we were able to debunk. All of them except the Cameron one. It seemed
Cameron and Let Go of Me. What was the Let Go of Me?
Right.
Somebody sounding like they're being attacked in the distance.
That was very creepy.
Behind you guys. That was scary.
Like a call for help, they usually do, in order to get a group of people to go over and investigate.
Yes. That's exactly what that sounds like.
Okay, so here's just a couple more funny moments from the season. I've played back. Abby was right.
Couldn't let that one go.
Well, I mean,
it's funny, a reoccurring theme I've picked up throughout the episodes. See where I was right here? And I'm giving you crap, but it actually is a pretty good find, like a good realization that, it's kind of a bogus way to antagonize the spirit.
Right. So we went through that. Let's see, Mandy, I teased Mandy.
Was caught in a British raid in 1781.
Oh, yeah.
The Great Laser Wars of 1871.
That's so good.
The British are coming. Well, this will be easy work.
Skynet went back, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
And they brought pigs.
And automatic weapons.
They didn't expect this. Yeah. Then also from Psychopomp, we have...
Such souls may simply have trouble
getting it together, quote unquote, enough to travel to the other side.
So all the ADHDers we're all stuck.
Sorry, every ADHD person I know. You might be too scatterbrained.
We're all doomed to purgatory.
I'll see you all later.
So what you're saying is all
You
the
were,
ghosts
like,
that
going?
exist now all have ADHD?
Maybe. Yeah. It's possible.
That explains why they don't make a whole lot of sense.
That's why they screw with stuff and open doors and
Yeah, they're like, what was I doing? TV on, TV off.
They saw the light and they were heading toward it, and then they saw something else.
A f***ing squirrel walked by, and what are you going to do?
I did not see this conversation going that way.
That was a really good conversation.
Oh.
I forgot about that one.
Oh, you know,
Oh, it's the light squirrel.
yeah. Also, okay, it's worth mentioning. There was a moment where I would listen back to certain episodes and I felt that sometimes the swearing literally caused me to cringe. And so I took it upon myself editing moving forward that I would bleep out any swears that I noticed just in case anybody else was feeling the same way. Then Cameron brought up the point. Somebody commented to him, well, why are they editing some out and not all of them? And apparently the reason is that sometimes I just don't hear them. I swear so often myself that sometimes I just don't even hear it. Other times, though, it just comes off a little more gruff and abrasive. And I just thought I need to bleep those. Then Mandy was actually in my state visiting, and we had a discussion about, well, who was our content for and what is it all about? And do we bleep or do we not bleep? Mandy decided that she probably was swearing a lot more than usual because she'd been listening to a podcast or something where people were swearing and it was potentially influencing her. So she was going to try and work on it. I also had a friend who claimed that she tried listening to the podcast with her son, who was like 11, and she was like, yeah, you know, the content though, probably not really appropriate for kids. And I noticed that Apple has us listed as explicit content, and after going back and listening over the season, I mean, we're talking about murder, suicide, assault, you know, all of these horrible, awful things all the time.
Better not fucking swear.
Demons, kidnapping. Yeah. Keep your mouth clean.
Like, you know,
you bastards.
honestly, we put a trigger warning in front of spiritual protections and not a single one else ever. And probably just should have, have that disclaimer on all of them. Well, there's a couple ones, like in Vampires, you inserted a little trigger warning literally the moment before you were about to talk about it. Maybe there's a couple of other episodes where
Season 1, we did a couple.
Okay. So if it isn't clear, if this is your first episode that you're listening to for some reason and you've gotten this far into it, just understand that it is actually pretty explicit content.
It's not family friendly.
Yeah.
I don't let my kids listen.
So we stopped bleeping the swears because, you know, my kids listen to it. My kids have heard every single episode, and it's just not, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, especially since I'm there talking about it with them every step of the way.
Same with my family.
Oh, really? The three of us grew up weird, though, I feel like. I don't know.
I have 2 teenagers. Well, I have a, young adult son and then a teenager that plays video games at night. So, you'll just be out there in the middle of the night getting some water and you'll just hear, fuck!
That's pretty tame if that's all he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have to do muted because it comes through the door. It'd be a lot louder if I was next to him. But it's really funny when my 14-year-old daughter does it because she doesn't swear in front of us ever. And then so you walk by and you hear her swearing and it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of explicit content, here we go. You know, if you're a ghost, really, what are the physics of all of that? I guess it's fine.
These headless ghosts are fascinating to think about, though.
Sounds a bit like a didgeridoo, but...
You're so wrong. That's such a funny.
He's the biggest smile on his face right now. I don't think I've ever seen you smile so big. Do you know, that reminds me of South Park. Was it South Park when Britney Spears tried to commit suicide and then they kept forcing her to perform with half a head? That's where you got that sound from, that imagery.
Well, I didn't really watch that episode.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's because JT said he was telling a graveyard story. That was the episode it was from. And he was talking about how people witnessed this headless ghost, and sometimes it would be chanting or singing hymns and stuff. And I was like, but it's headless. Like, what is even happening? How is it? And then Cameron said, well, maybe it's gurgling. And then he upped the ante with the didgeridoo commentary. So, you know.
Good. He's, again, very proud of himself. Look at him.
Yes, he is. And this was a fun moment from Bridgewater when Cameron is telling a story. And I love, hold on. Yeah.
He was a sloppy looking guy with messy red hair. He had on a red shirt and it wasn't tucked in.
So sloppy having his shirt untucked.
What a hooligan.
What a sloppy little bastard.
Get a job.
Just sitting there at that time of night.
I love the delicate dance that we have, Mandy, with our commentary. I love how Cameron just ignores us. Story. There's like so much happening there in that one little moment. I was like, this is beautiful. Oh, man. So that one was good. We also came up with, we've added a lot of destinations on our ongoing list of places that we're supposed to go. So in Louisiana, Cameron mentioned that they've got purple drink there, and there's JT mentioned some other cool cocktail, and so
Louisiana's so fascinating.
We're gonna have to go to Louisiana to do that.
Down,
I think.
Yeah,
let's figure it out.
Try some of these drinks.
Yep,
I'm in.
It's on the list. On the list. Then we've got, this one was Bridgewater toward the end of Cameron telling his stories.
Like, what happens if you laugh back? Like, what if you pretend he told a funny joke?
No, get all wide-eyed into your best of cackles.
Cameron, I want you to do that. I want you to go. I want you to go to the road. I want you to find the guy. And when he starts cackling at you, you just cackle right back. And I want to hear
I'll
a
go
report
with you
about what he does.
Just a couple of guys having a good time.
Confuse the shit out of him. I think he'd probably stop.
Massachusetts trip.
I know. Totally.
I'll see you there.
I think Bridgewater Triangle is on the list of places.
Yeah. So Cameron, we're supposed to go to Route 44 in Bridgewater and try to pick up this redheaded ghost and laugh at him if we have the opportunity. I don't know how well that'll go for us, but that'll be great. And then this was Haunted Arizona, I think.
I do know somebody with a Tesla, so maybe we should go see if we can get it to appear on Tesla's screen.
Yes, let's do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's test some
we
stuff.
We know the location.
Do it.
Oh, how creepy would that be?
Let's try to get an affiliate.
There you go.
Maybe not.
Give us a Tesla.
We need it for experiments.
Maybe not Tesla.
Tesla's person detection is so good, it detects ghosts.
It's a whole new market. Come on, Tesla.
Tesla.
That was a good one, JT. So, yeah, we have a nice ongoing list of places that we've got to go visit together. There were more. JT, I think, mentioned a couple times how he wants to go to the Ashbrook Wash.
Yeah.
Mandy refuses to go to Ashbrook Wash, not for fear of ghosts, but for fear of mountain lions.
If Chris and Brent would come with us with their gun, then I'd be fine.
Oh, all right then.
Just
there it is.
We got something.
And then we also know that Cameron is... it's on the agenda to go camping back at the Superstition Mountains with his
We'll
buds.
see. They've kind of been like, yeah, we should totally do that sometime. Oh, but not in the next month. Like every month.
Well, oh, okay. So those are all the clips. It is worth mentioning. I kind of already mentioned it. There's a couple of episodes that probably weren't our best. Lots of babbling, some rough energy. So if you managed to listen to those and still came back, then thank you so much. Thank you so much. The show has tripled its downloads compared to last year, this season compared to last season. A big round of applause, starting with Mandy and Cameron as the initial founders of the show. Like, awesome, you guys. And so much of what you did last year. Oh, yeah, Mandy, Cameron, woo! And that goes on for a long time. Then to JT, the award to like most growth and for jumping in there and just like joining the crew last season and adding to the story and the interest and the energy. And you've personally taken on my vocabulary challenge. So good job, JT.
Yeah, I've got thought-provoking in my mind, so.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, thanks to you two ladies for doing all of the nitty-gritty dirty work of editing, adding sounds, making it sound amazing, and making our weird ramblings sound really awesome sometimes.
Making it into an actual podcast. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think Abby deserves a lot of kudos for pushing us in ways that have been uncomfortable for me from time to time. Behind the scenes, Abby and I have had to do a lot of conflict resolutioning.
That's true.
We both have strong opinions, and it's been hard for me to relinquish the reins a little bit, but it's been really good. Like what we've ended up with has been amazing. So thank you, Abby.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abby.
For sticking with me and working through stuff with me.
Oh, and thank you for being open-minded. Listeners, our first episode in which we decided to try a new format of switching out main hosts and trying to have an outline ready to go beforehand was vampires. And at least for Mandy and I, it seemed to be a shared experience that was super awkward. Cameron came into the conversation, was like, I don't know what you're talking about. JT, did you have a hard time with that one? Was that weird for you?
No.
Okay. It must have been something between us maybe that was making it difficult. But that ended up being such a clean episode when all was said and done.
I like that episode. That was fun to do.
Yeah, it was fun to do. That was pretty fun to research, and it turned out being really nice episodes. So Mandy kept saying growing pains. We're going to have growing pains, and she was right about that. So, yeah. Sorry for being the thorn in your side. Yikes.
I feel like we're that for each other sometimes. But as I said, the end result has been really good. We're doing good. What is that?
Sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Nice.
From White Christmas.
Good touch, JT.
Sister song.
You had asked a question, Abby. Are there episodes that you were surprised didn't perform well or that performed better than you expected? I have a couple on my list.
Go for it.
Okay. You and me, Abby, went through so much together for that episode, Where the Dead Live.
Oh, yeah.
And we ended up having the most growth as co-editors for that episode. And I felt so psyched. I was like, this is it. This is going to be our breakthrough episode. It's going to do so well. It's going to go viral. It still doesn't have that many. That really, even to this day, I'm so disappointed. And I still am felt like, did we overproduce it? Like, what happened? How come? That was a bummer for me.
I was also very jazzed about that episode and had high hopes for it. So I also was quite crestfallen by those numbers. For his part, Jim did a really great job telling the story. So, I mean, there's that, you know, I think we did the best we could with the episode. We thought we did amazing things for it. And now that's it.
It's fine. I mean, it is what it is. And then conversely, an episode that I kind of thought was going to end up being a throwaway episode and really wasn't going to do well, The Process of Dying has shocked me.
Dude.
With how well it's done.
You thought it was going to be a throwaway episode?
I thought, you know, this is going to take some space. I'm going to talk about something that I love. It's going to be easy enough to do. Maybe people will like it, maybe they won't. I didn't think it was going to get very much traction. No, I really didn't. And it did.
That one is climbing.
It's amazing how much.
So some of the episodes from last season are up in that number 1, number 2, number 3 in the top 5 and 10 spot of our own chart. And Process of Dying has been gradually climbing up and is almost up to number 2, and probably in no time at all.
I think it is number 2 now.
Spot. Is it?
I was just looking at it. The number 1 is the interview from season 1,
Jamie.
Interview with Jamie, and then I think number 2 is Process of Dying.
Number 1 in the charts, you say?
Yes. National bestseller. Yeah, that one's surprising. And I have more. Like, we didn't have time to go through everything I wanted to go through. And I've had more insights since then. So I am actually building up in my head like a part 2 of the Process of Dying. But that was surprising to me because it wasn't even terribly spiritual, really. It was just this thing that all of us have to go through. And it seems like a lot of people are very curious to know about that. So that was kind of surprising and cool. What about you guys?
I'm surprised that the vampire one hasn't done better. Like, it's done good, but
it's relatively new. I'll be honest. Vampires actually is doing
pretty well,
pretty good considering it's only a couple months old.
Yeah.
And I never did do some of the social media things I wanted to do and tag that guy Tyler. What's his face?
Yes,
whose name I can't remember
Edward
right now.
Cullen.
So, yeah, we'll do that.
Is that who? Tag Tyler? Who's that?
The
hoa
guy, the super cutie who looks just like.
Oh yeah.
How did the school horror episode do? The school horror episode? It didn't do well, huh?
That one did not do great.
Yeah, it's like middle of the road.
Yeah. With regard to school horror, though, Mandy makes a point in that episode that I think we should revisit. Mandy addresses how crass she sounds in Haunted Arizona regarding Camille Cannon and her murder. And we have a lot of moments where we're talking about these crimes and we're just trying to report on them. And it's coming off very nonchalant.
Or even sometimes morbidly excited. I was very excited about her death. And that's the part that bothered me. I had no respect in my voice or tone, even though like I felt it. And I consciously wanted to talk about her accomplishments. She's the breadwinner. He's the loser. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to honor her. But then like I was so excited that she died. Like, it's like, oh my God.
You were so excited to find proof that there could actually be a ghost, that there could be some credence to the paranormal activity that people are reporting happening in that wash.
Yeah.
Then I understand that because I've had the same exact phenomenon happening as I do my paranormal investigation of a house that I've been working on investigating. And it's been, for lack of a better word, somewhat exciting. It's like
vindicating. It's like, yes, there's something here. There's substance here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like when you see in those ghost hunter shows when, you know, the little light goes off on the thing or they hear a voice in the spirit box and they all are like, whoa, yeah. Like you can tell they're all high on life because they've gotten something, what feels to them like evidence, and something has just happened that validates this idea that there is paranormal activity happening here. And so to be looking into paranormal activity, it's easy to argue it away when you say, well, but probably nobody's ever died there. Like nothing ever happened. So why would it be haunted? Mm-hmm. Then you find out that something did happen there. And we need to come up with a word. What is the right vocabulary word for this? It's definitely very like
grave mongering.
Did you what you say?
Cameron's suggestion is that we say grave mongering.
Grave mongering to explain our excitement over dead people.
Yep, that's what he said.
Grave mongering.
We get excited for a good death story when somebody really dies in such a cool way.
I'm so grave mongered. I found another one.
Another corpse.
Grave mongered. I like how you turned that into a verb. Grave mongered, past tense.
I think a good word for that would be.
I know a word exists. other than exciting.
It does.
Or thrilling or...
I mean, vindicated was a good word for it.
It's
you feel
true.
vindicated.
Yeah, vindicating. Substantiated.
Plus, every single, like most of us, I think, have some experience with like death work. Have some experience where you're facing horrible, gruesome injury or watching death happen. And so you do sort of develop a thick skin about it and even maybe a little bit of a morose sense of humor. And that is absolutely translating into the show. And so hopefully that's not coming off as crass or insensitive to people, although I'm sure it is a little bit, but that is some of the explanation as to some of the attitudes when we're discussing some of these things.
Well, and sometimes when you're reading articles or you're reading stories, it separates it from reality. You no longer see it as a person, as something that happened. It is a story. And so that's the problem.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been a really important, serious conversation. Mandy, did you want to read off how we're doing on some of these charts that are super cool?
Oh, right. Okay, I was very surprised, actually, one of these. So we get emails from this platform called Good Pods, and that's one of the platforms that our podcast gets pushed to automatically. And Good Pods keeps a list of different kinds of categories and how we're performing, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I got an email one day of how we had actually scored, or we had actually made it to the top, not just top, we were number 6 in the top 100 shamanism all-time chart at one time. We are currently number 7. And I just could not believe that. That is astounding. We don't even talk about shamanism that much, to be honest. Like, we have talked about it. We touch on it here and there. We're not exactly a shamanist podcast, and I've listened to a few of them, and they're quite different from what we do here. So I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So number 7 currently in the top 100 shamanism all-time chart. Number 23 in the top 100 witchcraft all-time chart. I don't think we've ever even talked about witchcraft, really. Number 89 in the top 100 paranormal all-time chart. I wish we were higher in that one. Number 4 in the top 100 paganism all-time chart. Love that.
Number 4.
Number 4
in paganism.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you, everyone. And number 21 in the top 100 death all-time chart. I didn't know there was a death chart.
But in retrospect, that tracks.
What number were we in that?
21.
21. I'll take it.
It should be number 1. We're
not
the
even
best.
trying to be on that chart, but that's amazing. I love it. So I can get
No one does death like us.
Yeah, no one.
Most humble.
I do love the fact that we're on all of these animist and pagan type of charts. Like, I love that. That was always the goal, was to escape the confines of looking at stuff from a Christian viewpoint. And we've talked about it a lot, and you guys already know my opinions about that, so I don't need to go into it again. But I do love it that we are making some of the impact that I was hoping we would make, and that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. What weird thing did you learn about this year that maybe we didn't even talk about in any episodes? Do any of you have, off the top of your head, any weird new thing? I mean, I guess that's probably hard for some of you.
I mean, I kind of know a lot about it.
I feel like there was something really random.
We talk about, we call them heinous Satanists in Bridgewater, and how they must have closed the portal, and that's why people don't have any new stories of crazy things happening in Bridgewater. And after the fact, it came to my attention that Satanism as a religion isn't even necessarily all about all of these quote unquote Satanistic rituals that people say are happening out in forests and such, that rather it was a religion created entirely to troll Christians. And they actually, generally speaking, follow like a list of their own commandments or tenets, like that basically are just like, don't be an asshole.
Satanists are actually hilarious. The real ones. But the problem is there's a lot of people who come to it not actually educated about what it is and claim to be a Satanist when really they're an occultist.
There you go.
So Yeah.
I do want to do more research and episodes about some of these fringe, like occult beliefs and what's going on out there in the occult world. Satanism being, allegedly Satanism being one of them. And there are sects who are more occult and are doing these things, as Mandy said. But
we got to do a Crowley episode for sure.
We're at the point now where it's like I'm talking about like nuances between different groups that are using the same names, and it's really hard to
differentiate,
to talk about it.
You know, a random thing that I learned today, during this podcast this season, was the thing. What are the things, JT, that are in the roads that keep the water from washing dirt roads away?
Sandbars.
Sandbars?
Sandbars.
The thing. Is that what you said? The thing? Yeah, sandbars. That was a new thing I learned about, and I never knew what that was. I saw them all the time, and I never knew what they were. And I learned that this year.
I learned about ufology.
Oh, yeah.
And the weird world of ufology back then and now.
Just getting weirder.
The biggest thing that I learned was when we did liminal spaces. That was like my aha, like
yeah. What did you learn?
Like, just the whole idea of liminal space and just how wide open a term that is. You know, it's used as a backrooms type scary story, blah blah video game thing. But
I forgot that.
When you really like look at what it is and how often we experience a liminal space and don't really even know it. So that's kind of where I was like, whoa, I've done that a lot. So
that's cool, actually.
But I mean, you walk through a doorway, you're experiencing a liminal space. But I'm talking more like, you know, when you're in a moment of transition, when you're in a time of transition, when you like look back at what your life was like the last few months, and you're like, this was so weird because it was a liminal space.
True. Well, listeners, thank you so much. Season 2 has gone off with a bang.
It's so exciting to see the different cities and to see how far our podcast is going. It is unbelievable. It is awe-inspiring. It is like being a kid on Christmas, like waking up every morning and checking first thing, like what new city did we reach? Serbia. We didn't lose you. I thought we did, buddy, but you came back. We got some Nigerians. We've got tons of people from the UK and from Canada, lots of USA listeners. We're in Asia now. We've got some dedicated listener, at least one in Australia, who's listening all the time now.
Wow.
Oceania.
And some in North Lanarkshire.
Oh, yeah. Lanarkshire?
There's a number of... Lanarkshire. In
dear UK friend.
Sorry, listeners, like we're about to drive them crazy.
Trying to dumb American accent.
Immediately lost that listener.
Yes.
No, never again.
You're so stupid.
All the English are like, you guys don't know how to talk. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
We've got a Swedish listener.
Yes. JT, do you know them?
Oh, yeah. Cumbernauld. Yeah, the North Lanarkshire.
Motherwell,
right?
North Lanarkshire. Cumbernauld,
is
North Lanarkshire. There's another, like there's a couple of places where I looked them up. They're very close.
We might have a couple of Mexican listeners too, maybe. Baja California Sur, another one's just Chalco, Mexico. Like it's just so freaking cool. And I just hope that we continue to do good stuff that makes you want to keep listening and that we make it to more cities. It's just so neat.
And then there's the off
chance. If you want
chance
to have some fun, use a VPN and just show them random cities.
Damn it,
I was
Cameron.
just going to say. Then there's the off chance that it's just people listening with a VPN. And
if you've seen Alabama, that was me, actually. I do have a VPN. I have it set to Alabama right now.
Well,
Maybe.
we haven't because you're not listening. Have you been?
Well, have you seen an Alabama listener? Because I have been listening.
I want to say there was...
Alaska? Well, Wasilla, you know who might be in Wasilla? We have friends on another podcast, the Freaky Deaky, and they're in Wasilla. I hope that that's them. I love you guys, Christian and
we love you guys.
Christian and Scott from the Freaky Deaky. Yep, they're in Alaska. The Freaky Deaky guys, we love you.
So we do have our Alabama for 2 2 listens out of the last 5 episodes. Did you listen to 2 of the last 5 episodes, Cameron? That sounds like a lot.
That is me.
Wow.
And I've changed the VPN. Like, it doesn't just stay there. So that's...
Yeah.
And Lanarkshire, that was me too. Yep.
Yeah.
Liar. I don't believe you.
Anyway, all right, guys, this has gone on way longer than I expected it to. Hopefully it'll be interesting for those of you listening. That's kind of your guide to our episodes. You know, if it were up to me, you just wouldn't probably listen to Earthing and probably don't listen to ARGs until I've got it fixed. But if you want to just listen to it, like, fine, but you've been warned. How you doing over there, JT? Do you love this episode?
I feel like you fell asleep for part of it.
I think that he's really bored of this.
I crashed out. I worked today, so I was on my feet all day long.
So, listeners, hey, this is our shout out to you. Hopefully this is just a fun little extra for you and highlights from this season.
I made you some content. Daddy made you your favorite open wide.
That's definitely Cameron's favorite genre of music. I saw him dancing, everyone. He went wild.
Oh, no. Yes.
Yes.
We got to him.
We did.
I like to play that in creepy haunted manners when nobody else knows that I'm there.
There you go.
Gets them every time.
Unsuspecting kidnapping victims.
I like to put on the crow makeup and just sort of pop out of a closet and just like,
I kind of half expect you Buffalo Bill style to be dancing in front of the mirror. Daddy, make you some content.
That's extra gross.
You would do it. You're that kind of person.
Speaking of which, I think that we should take off the icon of the creepy vampiric serial murderer, and we should see if we can find a picture of the girl who survived him.
That's a good
and got
call.
him turned in.
Yeah,
because
I'm
she
into that.
deserves to be.
She was a badass,
an icon.
Yep.
So
find
that's my thought on that.
Try to find it.
But
anyway, she might want privacy, but we'll try.
Yeah, we'll see what we can find. But I think that maybe he doesn't deserve to have his thumbnail.
I mean, we make fun of him.
Yes, we do.
And
we
called him
sure
out for
do.
being a douchebag. So,
but he is also the face of the episode, and I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I don't like putting psychopaths on a pedestal. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Not my style.
Fair enough. I hear you.
if you have a weird face, you too can be famous.
Weird face and a lust for blood. All right, so finally, for the last time this episode, thank you so much, wanderers, murderers, whatever you like to be called. Over the next several weeks, I'm going to be sharing the tales that I have throughout my paranormal investigation of a dear friend's home, which I think anybody who's listening to this show would agree is haunted. And you will enjoy it immensely. So those are coming to you soon, and we hope you all have a great year. Thank you so much for listening and everything you've done to help us grow. Keep sharing, keep liking. Go ahead, comment to us. Until next time, this has been another episode of The Wandering Crow.